Can we bring mindfulness into the workplace? Is it the right place to bring something like that actually into our place of work, or where we do things in our workshop, or when we're on a job somewhere? I would argue and suggest that yes, we definitely can. Mindfulness isn't about changing anything. It's about being with, noticing, accepting, and being able to let go, maybe almost stand back from that. And one of the most important ways we can do that is just to learn that discipline, is just to be with our breath. And can we bring that into the workplace? Well, I do on lots of days. Do I do it every single day? No, but I do it at different times of the day as well. And I do it a lot in moments where I just am with my breath, and I start a moment, or if I feel I just need to step back. And a great way to, when you come into your workshop, maybe that you could just be with your breath, maybe just having that moment, introducing mindfulness and the power of just being with that and noticing just how you are. It's not about changing anything. Mindfulness isn't about that. It's about recognizing what's going on in our lives in this moment, and actually suspending judgment, not bringing judgment, just seeing it for what it is. And the thing that brings about, for most of us, all sorts of stuff goes on in our head, is when we introduce judgment on something. We start to have an opinion about something. And having an opinion and having judgment about stuff is not that we shouldn't and can't, but if we actually think about that, that is when we start to go places in our head, which often can take us somewhere that isn't helpful or necessarily good for our well-being and our peace of mind during the day. So being able to just be mindful in the moment, step back and be with your breath is something that I practice a lot. I often pull up in my van, and just before I go into a customer or I go and do a job, I just sit and be with my breath. Just sit. So how do we do that? I find it often helpful when I'm breathing just to put my hand on top of my diaphragm. So I'm putting on the top of my belly and just being, so I can feel the rise and fall. It helps me to identify that rise and fall of being with the breath and what's happening physically as I breathe. And let's just a couple of breaths, just breathing in through your nose, not trying to change your breath, not trying to do anything with it, just notice your breath. And then gently breathe out through your mouth, noticing the rise and fall of your belly, just being with that. As you breathe in, following your breath, and then following it all the way out. Just the attention on your breath as you breathe all the way out. How was that? Was it good? Was it weird? Maybe you've done this many times. But maybe you can introduce that at the start of your day. Maybe you can just bring it to a moment in your day and you think, oh, and I would suggest that you will start to see a real benefit if you can just give yourself those moments. It doesn't have to be long. It can only be, just happen. It only needs to be a few seconds. We're not talking about meditating for minutes and long periods of time. I'm just talking about how the benefit that we can bring when we bring mindfulness into those small moments, just at the start of something. And maybe it's a habit that you can start forming that you just bring that to lots of moments. So it's no big deal, it's no big thing, it doesn't take up any time, but yet being able to just stop and be with your breath, I would suggest will vastly improve your well-being.